Hey everyone, this is Andy, your course facilitator for the Tech Savvy Teacher, the micro course. So we've come to step 10. This is hopefully you've traveled through some of the other steps, but step 10 really is about future trends. So really the sky's the limit in this particular capacity. These are just some ideas, that some kind of up and coming tech trends and how they're going to play out in education really. We'll have to kind of see in some cases. Some of these tools are already developed, some of them are in development, some of them are really just for entertainment only, and some of them have been already used for education. So the first one is really a lot of what we're going to talk about is virtual reality. And virtual reality, in a sense, is kind of creating immersive environments. A lot of these would involve putting 3D headsets on so that you're really kind of immersing yourself in those. So some of those along the VR scale are the Google Daydreams, and this is just an article about Google Daydreams, and Google has put together a kind of virtual world with games and that sort of thing, but you need a viewer to actually use most of these games. So keep in mind that's something that Google comes up with. So that is Google Daydreams. Pause that. Another one that's along the virtual reality is Oculus Rift, and this is not quite ready for schools yet because of the price point, although that price point is coming down. Again, right now it's used primarily for gaming. And so again, that's pretty high powered. You need a high powered device. You need a high powered computer with a lot of graphics. So a lot of potential here, but it's really a pretty big, it's a big up and coming virtual reality set, but it's really high tech, the immersive experience. I've tried it once and it's really pretty powerful. So interesting development. Samsung VR is also part of the game. So Samsung is doing a lot with virtual reality. Again, you need the kind of headset. Put that on and immerse yourself, and there's a variety of games. Again, the price point is still up there for schools, and it's primarily used for games and entertainment, but the possibilities for school, again, even thinking about touring the planets, touring 3D experiences such as visiting a castle, visiting a far off land, visiting a scene in a book, all developed by virtual reality technologies. Pretty powerful. So that's the Samsung VR. So those are just kind of things to, hey, check these out, take a look. I have down here an educator's guide to VR. It's just something I found on LinkedIn. Might be something for you to read and get yourself started, just kind of wrapping your head around what VR is. YouTube also has, or Google, I should say, and YouTube has some other VR experiences. If you have some iPads, or even I think you're starting to be able to use it on the Google Play Store. And also, if you get the Google Cardboard, you can go into Google Expeditions, and there's a lot of different lessons and places you can visit, and your students, and you can kind of take your kids on a virtual field trip. They can use either an iPad or the Google Cardboard viewer, and get a kind of virtual field trip, and you kind of lead the way for them. So something like, for example, Gettysburg. You could take your kids to see Gettysburg, and you can see where your students are looking, and they also have 3D potential and capability. So Google Expeditions is pretty powerful, and that one is school ready. And you know what, if you've got already iPads on you, you can use those. You can use that right away, and it's really the cost is you've already paid for the iPad, so you could start using Google Expeditions. Without that, YouTube is also, which YouTube of course is part of Google, they have developed a channel of virtual reality pieces. Now, you don't need the 3D viewer. You can do this on a regular computer. So for example, let me see if I can find one that might be of interest on an educational standpoint. So let's see. So if you could see all the asteroids, what would the sky look like? So this is just a 3D viewer, and I just pause that. But if you pause it, this is a YouTube video that is 360 degrees, and you can actually turn and look around the entire screen here. So just by clicking and dragging on a regular computer, you can also use this dial over here, but I find it's easier just to click and drag within the screen. So even on a regular computer, you can see these, but if you're using, say, Google Cardboard, you can actually turn your head and see the full 360 platform. So if you want to take a look at what Google has, it's a really nice channel filled with 360 and VR devices. So feel free to check out that Google or YouTube VR and 360 videos. So beyond that, one of the projects I've been working on is the Islands of Enlightenment projects, and we use a program called OpenSim. But these are programs that if you want to try and be available for your school, you could do that. So we have the Understanding the Holocaust project, which goes along with the Diary of a Young Girl. So kids use avatars and explore the secret annex, as well as under other Holocaust-related issues. But it's primarily go along with Anne Frank, the Diary of a Young Girl. And The Heir of the King, which is a medieval role play. So students actually kind of go back in time and pretend they're in a medieval village, and they work their way up to find out who the heir of the king is. We also have an artist and architect sim, where students can either design architecture or works of art and create kind of a digital museum. And we're also possibilities of Teacher Gaming Academy. So this is part of the Erie One BOCES projects. So again, it's something that I've developed over the years through a grant through the Department of Education. So you can see some of the projects the kids have done, including some of the area schools. So Lakeshore, Silver Creek, St. Peter's and Paul's. They've all been part of this project, just to name a few of the schools that we've had involved, and Fredonia as well. So those are some of those projects, and if you want to get involved in those, feel free to reach out to me. I'd love to get more schools involved in working on those. So that's the idea behind the Islands of Enlightenment. OpenSim, that'll just give you more information about the Islands of Enlightenment. That's what we use. Minecraft is now a Microsoft product, but we also offer through Erie One BOCES help setting up Minecraft. If you know some kids really love Minecraft. Again, you can build, you can code, you can do all kinds of things within there, and there is an educational component to it that's it's free if you're an Office 365 school. So these are just the idea behind these ones is really future trends. So kind of dig deep, take a look at some of the future trends that are coming around and see how these might be used for education. So the secret code for this particular step, let's call it VR. We'll make it easy, just lowercase v and r.